In the vibrant village of Kpalimé, Togo, where the hills bloomed with green and the air carried the scent of palm oil, lived a young man named Kofi. He was a weaver, his fingers dancing over looms to create Kent cloths that dazzled traders from Lomé to Accra. Kofi was charming, with a smile that disarmed and a wit that sparked laughter. Yet, the village buzzed with a new tale, one of a mysterious woman named Oma, who appeared one dawn, barefoot, gliding silently along the dusty paths. Oma settled in an abandoned hut near the forest edge, a place once overrun with thorns and bats. Her presence transformed it. Vines bloomed with flowers, and the air around her hut smelled of jasmine and earth after rain. She was striking, her skin glowed like polished ebony, her eyes deep as the night sky. Villagers whispered of her beauty but feared her silence. No one knew her origins, only that she called herself Oma, and her gaze seemed to hold secrets older than the hills. The first to visit Oma was Kofi, driven by curiosity and ambition. Under the cover of night, he knocked on her door. She welcomed him with a knowing smile, her voice soft as a breeze. They spoke of dreams and stars, and the night passed like a fleeting vision. When Kofi awoke, a sack of gold coins lay beside him, glinting in the dawn. Word spread like wildfire. Soon, other men, farmers like Kwame, traders like Teta, even the village elder, Mr. Odon, sought Oma's company. Each returned transformed. Kwame built a grand house with iron roofs, Teta drove a sleek motorbike, and Mr. Odon bought cattle that tripled his herd. Kpalimé flourished. The market brimmed with goods, and laughter filled the air. But Kofi noticed a shadow. The men who visited Oma grew distant, their eyes vacant, their dreams haunted by her voice calling them back. Kofi resisted her pull, focusing on his weaving, but the village's men were entranced. They brought her gifts, yams, cloth, bottles of sodobi, parading to her hut like suitors to a queen. Yet, no one asked what Oma gained. Greed blinded them, and the women of Kpalimé began to stir. The wives and mothers could no longer stay silent. Husbands returned home late, reeking of strange perfumes. Some ignored their families, others grew arrogant, flaunting their wealth. Mama Akojua caught her husband sneaking out with a basket of kola nuts. Mama Esi's husband stopped eating her food, claiming Oma's meals were blessed. The women's anger boiled over. One evening, they gathered under the ancient baobab tree, their voices sharp with resolve. Mama Yowa, the village's eldest, stood tall. "This woman is no ordinary stranger," she said, her voice steady. "Our men chase her, but we must uncover her power before we act." The women agreed to consult the village priestess. No, but that night, 5 more men visited Oma, including the chief's son, Sena. By morning, Sena was seen tossing banknotes in the market, his eyes gleaming with unnatural fire. Then, the disappearances began. Kwame, now a landlord, vanished one morning. His new house stood empty, his motorbike untouched. Days later, Teta was gone, his shoes found neatly by his door. Whispers turned to fear, "It's Oma. She's taking them." Yet, the men didn't stop. Maybe they broke her rules, some said, rushing to her hut, afraid her gifts would end. The women pleaded, but greed deafened the men. One night, Mr. Adon, now rich beyond measure, ran through the village, screaming, "She's calling me. I'm not ready." He fled into the forest, barefoot, and was never seen again. fear gripped Kpalimé. The women, led by Mama Yowa, marched to North Shrine. The priestess, her face lined with wisdom, spoke gravely. You embraced her gifts without questioning the cost. The spirits demand payment. She warned that Oma's power came from an ancient force, and the village faced a reckoning. The women, adorned with red beads and protective charms, marched to Oma's hut at dawn. Mama Yowa carried a calabash of sacred earth, Mama Akojua a broom dipped in palm oil. The gate was open, the hut silent, no birds, no flowers, only an eerie stillness. Mama Esai called out, Oma, face us. No answer. The women chanted ancestral songs, sprinkling salt and ashes around the hut. Mama Yowa struck the door with her broom. On the third strike, it creaked open. Inside, the hut was bare, save for a wooden mirror against the wall. Mama Yowa approached and gasped. In the glass, she saw the missing men, Kwame, Teta, Senna, their faces trapped, eyes pleading. The women screamed, some fled, others froze. Then, Oma's voice drifted from behind the hut, you should have stayed away. She stood under a mango tree, her black gown flowing, her eyes darker than ever. You want to fight me? You haven't seen my true power. The ground paused beneath the women's feet, the air grew heavy. Oma's form shifted, her smooth skin wrinkled, her hair turned gray, her hands bony. Mama Yowa, trembling but defiant, demanded, what are you? Oma's voice was like dry leaves, ask your men. They made me what I am. She revealed her truth. Centuries ago, Oma was a woman betrayed by her lover, who abandoned her for wealth. In despair, she struck a pact with a forest spirit, gaining eternal beauty to lure men, feeding on their greed. In return, she granted them riches, only to claim their souls. Kpalimé's men, consumed by desire, were her perfect prey. They gave themselves to me, she said, stepping into the shadows. The mirror glowed red, the trapped men screaming silently. Mama Yowa, Mama Akojua, and Kofi's sister, Adzo, a young woman untouched by Oma's law, were chosen to seek the forest spirit. Now gave them tokens, bitter leaf water, a white cloth, and an egret feather. They ventured into the forest, where trees whispered and time slowed. After hours, they reached a still, glassy pool. Mama Yowa knelt, chanting, Great Spirit, we seek mercy. The pool rippled, and a figure emerged, tall, radiant, with eyes like moonlight. The forest spirit spoke, your men chose greed. Why should I free them? Adzo stepped forward, offering herself in exchange. The spirit paused, moved by her sacrifice. Your heart is pure, she said. But the boy, Kofi, holds the key. His blood opened Oma's path. The spirit revealed Kofi was the first to visit Oma, unknowingly inviting her curse. To end it, Kofi must destroy the mirror, but it would burn the trapped souls. They returned to Kpalimé, the village tense with hope. Kofi, haunted by guilt, faced the mirror. The faces of his friends stared back, pleading. The mirror whispered, touch me, Kofi. Take their wealth. But Adzo's words echoed, strength is protecting those who remain. Kofi sprinkled the spirit's powder, ground from roots of truth, onto the mirror. It screamed, cracked, and shattered into sparks. A wind roared, collapsing the hut. The flowers withered, the air cleared. The curse lifted, but the men were gone forever. Kpalimé mourned. The surviving men, humbled, sought forgiveness. Kofi, quieter now, wove cloths with new patterns, telling the story of greed's price. A shrine was built where Amon's hut stood, inscribed with a warning: wealth without honor feeds a hunger that consumes all. The village healed, but the mirror's glow lingered in their memories, a reminder that some temptations carry a cost too great to pay.